Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of this FIFA 18 Tottenham Career Mode, second video of the day. But before we actually jump in, I just want to say a huge thank you to the team over at Yellow Bulldog. As you'll see, I'm wearing this official Call of Duty hoodie here. They were kind enough to send me this. They have a whole range of official Call of Duty merchandise. I have linked the website where you can go and check out the products that they've got in the description down below, along with their Twitter. So make sure you go and give them a follow. I know a lot of you guys that watch this video are also Call of Duty fans. But this particular episode, the reason for this is preparation for our third and final season here at Spurs. That's correct. Whatever happens, this third season will be our last one here at Tottenham. So European glory is the focus. We're going to have a little look at the sort of stats of the players today, have a look where we can improve the team. There'll be some polls in the video for you guys to get involved and let me know who you want to sign or players that we may wish to move on. And we'll also have a quick look at who is successful in the other major leagues in Europe and also who will be coming up from the Championship to join us in the Prem. There won't be any games, so if you're looking for gameplay, you can click off this video now if talking about what I just mentioned doesn't interest you. I don't want to sit here and waste 10 minutes of your time if you don't fancy it. But make sure you drop a like, guys, if you're enjoying this series so far, and Season 3 is going to be a good one. So most importantly, our squad. This is what it looks like in terms of positions. So I'm just going to skip down here and see if we can identify any areas of weakness. A couple of people have mentioned getting another right back in. You know, someone better than Trippier. I mean, we had Aurier. I don't know whether we need a better right back. Trippier hasn't been all that good since returning, but I know he is a very capable player. In terms of centre back options, we definitely don't need any more. We've got some good youngsters mixed with some very experienced ones as well. I think that's fine. I think Hugo Lloris, the keeper, is good enough to be our first team keeper for another season. I think we're all good at left back. Danny Rose will be the starting one depending on what formation we play. And we've got Ryan Sessegnon as a decent backup. And then there's this guy, Victor Wanyama. What are we doing with him? Do we keep him around the squad? He's only 27. He can play CDM, can play CM as well. Do we move him on? I never know what to do with him. Let me know. There'll probably be a poll for that one. And then we've got Palacios, the youngster. I don't really know why I brought him in, really. It was impossible to get him some game time because we've got good young players that can play out wide, such as Edwards and Pulisic, who can play both sides. Edwards prefers the right-hand side. Then we've got Kovacic. Split opinions. Paid a lot of money for him. Is valued quite highly. Still only 25, so at the peak of his career. Do we keep him? Do we move him on? I'm not sure. Do we just give him some more game time and hope that he can deliver? Pablo Acosta, the youngster, I actually quite like him. You can see his overall's gone up +6. And we've got Harry Winks, Spurs youngster, very good. Will be in and around the squad going forward. Leon Goretzka had a very big instant impact when he first joined. And then it kind of slipped away a little bit. We've got Son on the left. We've got youngsters Onuma, who I will try and get involved, Onuma, and we've got Ericsson and Ali that can play in the cam role. That's the only other problem. He's not going to knock them two off their perch. We've also got Bale. Kluivert spent the season out on loan and is now 81 rated. He can also play on either the right or left-hand side. So when we get him back, that will give us another option on the left-hand side, which is when we struggled when Son was out injured. We've got Sterling, who isn't going to play. Tammy Abraham, decent as a backup. Started to score goals towards the end of the season, but Harry Kane, of course, is the main man. We've also got Angel Correa, who spent a lot of time out injured. If he's fully fit, he could be a decent option. Do you think these three strikers are enough, or do you think we need another one as well? In terms of stats, let me just sort this slightly differently. I want to know, one, who made the most appearances. Not really important, but it's just nice to see. And that was Harry Kane. 48 times he played. Lloris obviously makes sense that he was the second most in terms of appearances. You can see other players, Vertonghen, the first team regulars, dominating that. I didn't expect to see Leon Goretzka that high up the list, but there he was. And Correa, but a lot of his appearances will have been as a substitute. In terms of goals, top scorer, no surprises. Got Golden Boot winner once again. Harry Kane, 24. Not a bad return from 48 games. A goal every other game. Maths. See what I did there? 19 assists as well, so he's more than just a goal scorer. Then we've got Ericsson, nice and consistent, 15 goals, 15 assists. That's what you'd expect from him. Dele Alli, why is his face gone wonky? Why is his face like on the? I don't know. Whatever. 14 goals, only 4 assists. That's where he can improve. But Dele Alli, we kind of played him at CDM for a lot, which is not his preferred position. Bale come back, had a decent impact. Obviously, you see his morale very happy. He's glad to be back at Spurs. Correa 8 and 7, Tammy Abraham 8 and 6. He played less games than Correa. That's interesting. Son chipped in with his fair amount. Goretzka, Dyer, Onuma grabbed some in the cup, and then the list kind of peters out down the bottom here. But next year we'll have some decent players, I'm sure. And in terms of, I want to look at overall change. That's the next thing I want to quickly look at. Ryan Sessegnon up by 7. He's now 77 rated. Pablo Costa up by 6. They were the 2 biggest improvers. Marcus Edwards now 79 rated. I think he'll play a part next year in the first team. As for this man, Juan Foyth, he has been tremendous, slotting in alongside some of the more experienced centre-backs. Correa, despite his injury, up +4. Onuma, Abraham now 78 rated. I'm not sure if he's still good enough to keep around. You guys are going to let me know in the comments on that one. Cliver, I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see him back next year. Ali up +3, now 89 rated. That is insane. Harry Winks, 80 rated. Palacios, Carter Vickers. Quite a few people rate him, so he's got a lot of potential and want me to give him more game time. The only problem is he's kind of in the shadow of Foyth right now, so that's a tricky one. And then we've got some players that really didn't grow that much, but did play. The likes of Son, only 26, but overall only went up +2. Harry Kane is now 90 rated. One of the best strikers in Europe, if not the world, for sure. And then some other players like Pulisic, you'd probably expect to grow a little bit more. And other players going up +1. No change for the rest of them. So really, it's a case of, is Hugo Lloris still good enough to be in goal? Do we need another right back, a better right back? What do we do with Kovacic and Wanyama? People keen to sell them. What do we do with Tammy Abraham? And do we need to bring in another world-class striker? That's kind of the questions I got from this. Let me know in the comments. Let me know on the polls. Just thought we'd also have a look, just because it's interesting, at some of the other leagues around the world, particularly the other European leagues. You see Anderlecht winning the Belgian title. It's always interesting to see who's playing well and which teams are sort of dominating domestically. Copenhagen, they're beating, is it Midtjylland to the title in Denmark? England in the Premier League. Oh, Newcastle and Sunderland. Cool, that was a battle. Newcastle hitting 100 points. Newcastle and Sunderland coming back up. And then either Palace, Reading, Norwich or Bristol City. That's interesting because the 3 newly promoted sides went down. And then Newcastle and Palace, that were obviously relegated last year, coming straight back up. So it's almost a lot of yo-yoing going on, is basically what I'm trying to say. Down at the bottom of the Championship, not looking good for Wigan, Millwall, Charlton, Blackburn struggling. They're a big club, Blackburn. I don't like to see them down there. League One, Sheffield United, MK Dons, and I think Portsmouth, Barnsley, Rotherham and Scunthorpe competing in the playoffs. I think it's 2 go up automatically from League One, isn't it? And I know in League Two, I'm pretty sure it's 3. So Gillingham, Fleetwood, Colchester going up, and either Chesterfield, Cambridge, Exeter or Wickham via the playoffs. Let's have a little look. PSG just clinching the French league ahead of Marseille. Bayern beating Dortmund to the title. Can't remember exactly who won it last year. Juve smashing the Italian league. And then we've got Ajax. Oh, it's always a close battle between Ajax and PSV, isn't it? 2 points is all that separated the 2 sides. Just skipping through the other leagues. You can pause the video, of course, if you're more interested in one of the other leagues. Porto winning the Portuguese title. Russia, Spartak Moscow, just by a point. I think that one's finished now, or does that season go on for longer? I'm not sure. But Celtic, the old firm, beating their rivals Rangers to the title. Rangers finishing 2nd and Hearts in 3rd. And then La Liga, the league that I absolutely adore. Barcelona beating Real Madrid by 4 points to the title. Sevilla had a great season up in 3rd, and Atletico found themselves in 4th, which is quite disappointing. Possibility of doing a La Liga career mode next, but we will have a vote as always. Like to get you guys involved. Besiktas, 1 point ahead of Fenerbahce. That is heartbreaking, isn't it, really? Imagine winning the title by a point. You'd be absolutely delighted. And then what I thought we'd do is, just in case you guys are interested really, is have a look at the player stats from the Premier League. I don't know where we go. Where am I going? I'll get there in a minute. There's office season player stats. There we go. Let's go to the Premier League first of all. So Eden Hazard and Harry Kane, as we know, sharing the golden boot. Sadio Mane of Liverpool having a good season, as did Gylfi Sigurdsson, chipping in with 15 goals for Everton. You can see Coutinho and Eriksen both up there as well, along with Gelson Martins, who obviously scored against us in that North London derby. 14 goals apiece. Gabriel Jesus with 13. Disappointing from Lukaku, only managed 12. Don't know what that voice squeak was, but the same as Dele Alli, who played a lot of games at CDM, and Aguero down there as well. In terms of assists, we are smashing it. Harry Kane and Eriksen 1st and 2nd. Really good to see. What a season Harry Kane had. It's only when you go back and look at the stats like this that you realise just how effective he was. Hazard up there as well. Good season for him. Lukaku and Aguero on there. Hugo Lloris wins the Golden Glove. What a season. Clean sweep in terms of top scorer assists and clean sheets for Tottenham players. Cech and Courtois level on 13. The old Chelsea goalkeeper, of course, Petr Cech. Jordan Pickford, very good young goalkeeper. I hope he's England's starting goalkeeper in the upcoming World Cup. We need to give him some more caps. And then discipline, luckily, is where we're not in the top. I don't think we've got any players in either of those lists, which is great. N'Golo Kante sent off 3 times. Come on, lad. So a couple of players left on the shortlist at the end of this season. Lautaro Martinez, then we had Luis Fernandez, Hector at Atletico Madrid, and Nano, all young strikers. So let me know if you think either of those could be an effective option. I know I've had Nano before in the Swansea career mode. Those of you that have followed me for that long know he's a weapon, an absolute weapon. And then we have Barco, but I think by far the most suggested backup striker is this man, Timo Werner. Should we put a bid in? Should we leave it and just concentrate on the players that we've got? Let me know. There will be a poll up there. But that's it for this episode, guys. Like I said, just a bit of a look at the stats more in depth. There will be another episode tomorrow. Obviously, I'm going to sim the friendlies because you guys voted. And pre-season is obviously not a massive interest for a lot of you in terms of games. Anyway, of course, you love to get involved in the signings. But drop a like, guys, if you've enjoyed. Please do subscribe if you're new to the channel. Next episode, we will crack on with Season 3.